Good evening YouTube and welcome to another episode on the trailer build. We're fresh back from the International Campervan Show, which was a brilliant weekend surrounded by brilliant people, and we got some even more brilliant feedback about the trailer, and that was just the exterior. By hell and high water we are going to have this finished for the Van Life Festival, so I've got to get cracking. In this episode we're going to be covering the battening out, the insulation and the first fix wiring. Like I say, we've got to have it done before the Van Life Festival, which is only just over a month away, and we've got other things to be getting on with. So let's get this battened out. So inside the trailer we're basically going to bond a timber battening to the wall, and this is why we're getting it done tonight, so it can go off before we start trying to stick the insulation into it. So we're going to get that bonded all the way around, and that's going to mean we can slot our insulation in between, and also we've got a good solid fixing then that we can screw into, because obviously we can't screw in to that. Got the miter saw set up just outside the window so we can chop and go. Let's get cracking. So now I've got, excuse the props, but these battens running up, and these are literally to hold a thin ply wall. We're not going to be hanging any cabinets or anything like that on them, because you've got no headspace there if you put a cabinet up, so this is literally just to hold a thin ply carpeted wall, running right around there, and then we're propping these ones up to the ceiling again so we can just run our ply ceiling across there. So we've just used Evo sticks like. When all that's gone off, we're putting 25mm Kingspan into there. So we're using 25mm Kingspan for two reasons. One is because we got it all for free out of the caravan that we stripped out. Brand new Kingspan, so we're going to use that. And also because we're not going to have a heater in here, because it's such a small area, it'd be seen a little bit pointless. So a good 25mm Kingspan all the way around is going to keep it nice and toasty in here, and also cooler in the summer since we've just painted it black. All the battening that you see is just wood that we have. We just collect wood. It's all cost absolutely nothing. We just ripped it up on the table saw into inch square sections so we can slot that 25mm Kingspan straight into it, and it's cost us not a bean to batten the whole thing out and insulate it. Okay, so it's morning, all the battens should be dried now. We have started to insulate the back wall, which I'll show you. We're using up the insulation that we got out of the caravan. We're putting it in pieces, but that's fine as long as you tape all the joints up. So that's that back wall done. We jumped on with that because we've got no electrics at that side, but I'm going to stop now because we do have electrics at this side, so we need to get all the wires ran in to here before we start filling all this battening out with insulation. So one useful thing that the guy who previously converted this, using the word converted very loosely, is he's put some holes in so we can actually run these cables so we can actually get through. So that's saved me 3 minutes work, so I thank him for that, I suppose. This half of this is going to be our electric cupboard, and that's going to be storage, so we'll move the battery across and we're going to have all our fuses and fuse boxes, solar controller in the right place anyway, all up this side. So we need to run all of our cables, just first fix the cables from there all through to where we need them to go for. We're going to have a light up the top there, we're going to have like a reading light down here just for low level lighting, which is going to be above the sofa slash bed, which is going here. We've already got the cable in for the exterior light, which we just quickly wired up for the show, so we need to put that into conduit now and run that up. At the show we had it running straight up and over, and we just loosely ran it in straight down to a fuse and then to the battery. What we're going to do now is bring it down and have a switch. I think what I'm going to do is we'll take it over the top here and bring it down to a switch here so you can turn it on and off without having to actually get into the trailer, and then we'll run a cable back up and over all the way across the top there and then back into the electric cupboard to get the power. If we get those cables put in, then we can finish insulating. So I'll be glad when this one's done, because I'm already sick to my back teeth of kneeling down, sitting down, laying down. I don't like doing small ones. That being said, whinge over. So we've ran all the cables in conduit, so basically just This is only first fix, so we're just hanging down inside the electric cupboard. We've just last minute ran another cable here, and good old Amazon is going to deliver a HDMI cable and a TV bracket, and we've bonded all the spare pieces, waits not, want not, there, and that is going to be where the 12 volt TV is going to sit. So I've rang the power cable in, and all I need to do is wait till Amazon deliver an HDMI cable so I can follow that into there as well. I don't know what for yet, but it's good to have a TV, and if I don't run an HDMI cable in now, there's no chance of doing it later. This cable over here runs round, and then it comes down just inside the door. It's actually going to go at this side of that timber, but it's just tucked in there nicely for now. So there's going to be a switch there, and then that cable then runs back up around the top of the roller shutter, all the way across here and out to the exterior light. This one here is going to be for the tap, so that is going to run, and that goes all the way up, all the way across the top, and then back down into the electric cupboard. And again, this one here is for our main cabin lights, again back to the electric cupboard. The only wires that I didn't need to run in at this moment in time are the fridge, because it's going there. So that is just going to drop straight through the bottom of the electric cupboard. And also the reading light, because again, that's going on the back of the electric cupboard wall. So that's all good. But that is the first fix electrics finished. Now we can just get back on with insulating. We've got to do all the main areas and then stuff all the corners and get all that taped up. And then we can get on with insulating the floor. Right, the last few bits have delivered, and I had a brainwave as well. So where the flashing beacons for the old AA truck used to be, we've got these pods inside. So I decided while I was at this stage to drop speaker wire through them, and then that runs all the way into the cupboard, and then again in this one and in this one, and now we can drop speakers into those for a nice stereo system. We've got our HDMI cable drop through, and got my dinner. Dinner's been served. The HDMI cable's dropped through there, so that wall's ready to be boarded now. We've just got some, just put an extra batten up there, so we've got something to lock that cupboard to, because that's going to be a cupboard. We had to buy some bubble wrap foil because I ran out. We're just going to wrap the wheel arches and underneath the walls. These are all going to be concealed inside kitchen cupboards. So all that's going to be wrapped. Now we can do the floor and wrap this one up. Oh. There you go, floor, wheel arches done, and that is the insulation and this episode finished. We've managed to cover the battening out the whole trailer, first fixing all the electrics, chucking in those speaker wires and the HDMI cable so we can run a TV into there, getting all the insulation done. I'm glad to be able to get out of here and stand up, because this is starting to hurt my knees. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're going to be doing, in the next episode, we're going to be fully lining this out with ply, and then also we're going to be carpet lining as well. So we're going to try and squeeze two things into one episode again. Like I say, we have just broke the 3,000 subscribers mark, and we want to keep on climbing. So if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, click that bell notification so you can carry on seeing when we get this trailer ready. And we are going to have it finished for the Van Life Festival in July. So if you come into that, pop in and say hello, let us know that you've been watching the videos, and you can see the finished article in all its glory. See you soon.